Welcome back, beautiful soul, to the Art of Aging Backward podcast. In today's episode, we will be talking about feminine leadership with our gorgeous and talented guest, Jeanette, who is an aspiring woman and high performer leader in a workplace. Jeanette will guide us on how to honor ourselves being a woman in a highly dominated male society. She will be showing us supportive ways to find harmony within us as we move through perimenopause and how to carve healthy dynamics in our work environment without sacrificing our well-being. Welcome, Jeanette, to the episode, to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandra and Natalie. It's really, really exciting to be here. I've been looking forward.
Yes. I've been looking forward to this episode for so long. We've been talking about it for ages.
We did chat about it, yeah.
So before we begin, Jeanette, I would love you to introduce yourself to the audience, who you are, what you're doing, so they know a little bit about you, and connect with you on a deeper level.
Yes, thank you for that introduction. It was really sweet and nice. Well, I come from Sweden. I'm based in Stockholm, and I was raised in the countryside, really close to Stockholm. So that has been something that is very valuable to me, because I've been having access to both city and to country. And I think that variance or that ability to do different things have characterized my future and the years coming. And I've been working within the government sector for many, many years, and it has been very rewarding. It's really nice to work for a nice and important cause. So I can really recommend that. And there are so many talented people within that field. Lately, I've been working as a senior consultant since about 2 years back, and that is something else. That means I have to be more innovative. I have to kind of brand myself. I have to speak up. At least in the government sector in Sweden, and I imagine Scandinavia, it's more like if you step by step show up and you keep delivering good results, you will be paid off. But I think being a consultant is a bit different. You have to really speak up. You have to make people noticing you. So that kind of meant I had to shift from being more humble, perhaps, before, but I had to shift to something that takes up more space and more of attitude. I had to turn the volume up a bit about that. And I'm also a yoga teacher, so sometimes when I've been working, I've been really, really stressed. I have lent back on those habits, and we're going to talk more about that. That's basically me.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Jeanette. We're so happy again to have you here today.
Thank you, Natalie.
I love everything that you shared, and I can't wait to dive a little bit deeper with you on everything that you shared. But first, I want to ask this question, which is my favorite question of all, is what does the art of aging backwards means for you?
I mean, it might be the most beautiful question ever. I mean, the answers that if you keep asking people, that will be amazing too. But I mean, only the question, it's so intriguing. And it can be filled with anything. But to me, and I've been pondering about this question in my daily life. And I think it's so important to keep investing in myself as I age, and that has to be done from different perspectives. I mean, it could be looks, it could be health, it could be joy, it could be spoiling myself in some way. So I think keep moving forward and not giving in to being too comfortable. But when being comfortable, enjoying that even more. So I think we should be like more playful, and I want to be more naughty, perhaps, or doing more unexpected things for every year. Yeah. So let's keep the ball moving.
This is so you, Jeanette. Well, being naughty, the bad girl. I do feel like so. you truly own that bad girl, like quality, and that's so good.
It's bad girl, but it's also good girl. I mean, it's what life is for, and as long as you're kind to people, I think being naughty is good. We need more of that.
I love it. Okay. And tell us, Jeanette, what has been your work-life experience? What tools have you found the most beneficial to work for high performers to not burn yourself out as a woman?
I think different phases require different things, and it is definitely complicated when you have to deliver and you have small kids, for example. You haven't been sleeping. I mean, the exhaustion is profound. And you can't even find 5 minutes to rest, perhaps. So that has really to be respected, and that is you have to use different tools for different phases of your life. But also finding new ways of resting or recharging, perhaps is a better word. And what I do today, and of course I wished I had these tools when I was younger. What I do today, for example, is micro meditating, and I can do that. Like, it doesn't show, so I can do them whenever. And I have, for example, been using them between meetings as I walk in the hallway or the corridor from one meeting room to another. And I really feel how I get completely in my body, and the corridor is just there for me to move forward, and having those kind of experiences that really fill me up and give me a lot of energy. So that is one trick that I've been using. I think one has to. I always find it quite difficult to go between sleeping and exercising, for example. That's always a trade-off, and I think sleeping is super important. And I also want to mention and really recommend everyone to have a morning practice. And I learned that from Sandra, who has been my therapist for many months. And I have developed a morning routine among other routines that support me.
Breakfast routine as well that you love?
I love my breakfast routine. I have the best breakfast ever, and it fills me up, and it's a beautiful way to start the day, even though I couldn't snack and have a candy later on, but the breakfast is sacred, and it builds me for the rest of the day. And I usually try to make space for having my morning routines set, especially if I have a day where I need to deliver more than usually. If I have to perhaps make a presentation or doing something extraordinary, I would probably skip my long sleep that particular day. Put the alarm really, really early, and feeling I have a lots of time to do my routines, moving my body, eating well, having a nice shower, making myself beautiful. Yeah, things that makes me feel at home in my body. Something like that.
I love that.
Love that.
I love that you share like the importance of having a routine. And I totally like relate with that, because when I do not have a morning routine, which obviously, like for everyone is going to look different, because we all different, we all have different needs. But if I do not have my morning routine, like today, as we record, my mind would be like scattered everywhere. Like it would be like bouncing from one thing to another and not truly like being present in a moment. And obviously, as we talk about the autumn, which is the window of change, like our mind can naturally be more scattered, and our mind can just like go more like haywire if we actually not checking in with ourselves.
Yeah.
And this is really like the time to really like ground ourselves and really like go inward, because this is truly like the medicine for us to, like you said, as a high performer, this is the micro shift that actually like can amplify your result, like for the day, but for the week and for the month. It's incredible.
And then, I mean, also relationships. I find it super important to know who to trust at work, at your workplace. Who can you trust? Who can you recharge with? Who can you ask for advice, for example? That gives also so much joy, having friends that you connect with at work. It makes everything so much more enjoyable.
And I think all that you shared about just the tools that you found to be beneficial, I think they help for even allowing patience, right, with colleagues and your coworkers, and allowing that more efficiency with your time, with time management. Sounds like those tools can be so helpful for those things as well. I can see myself using them, like even your micro meditations. Myself, as you said, that walking through the corridor, like, ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to use that for my work. I switch off to meetings, just minute to just regroup, recalibrate, right? Sandra shared with just feeling the chaos of the season, just to ground back down, regroup, recalibrate, and be grounded. So thank you.
I've even been like hiding in the bathroom, doing some things when it's been super, super critical, and I've had really tough discussions to take. I've been hiding there, and I've been jumping. I've been like practicing, just recharging, building up energy, jumping up and down to feel complete presence. Then when I relax and let that presence spread in my body, and I feel so brave afterwards. I'm like fixing my hair afterwards, fixing my clothes, and walking out and just being myself during that meeting, and trusting that the words will come to me, and I know where to go, and I know where we're heading.
Awesome. I feel like how I know that you're Sandra's client.
Yeah.
Bathroom, and it being like literally a safe haven to be able to just recalibrate, regroup. And use that
everything.
So thank you.
Yes, all the means.
Honestly, that's what I'm doing in the bathroom. That's what I used to do in my 9 to 5. Like, I had stressful, moments with like clients, like obviously you had to perform. It's like a show, like you have to put the mask on, everything, has to be pristine. You have to look pristine, and you have to get your shit together in a sense. And I remember like having those micro moments. I'm going 2 minutes in the bathroom. I'm going to do my shake. I'm going to do my little like scream if I need to, and bouncing. And this is so amazing for your nervous system to really like bring back safety in your nervous system.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. And like we shared in the second episode of the podcast, like the power of the pause, like between 2 and 4, this is like your reset button for women.
Exactly.
This is your reset button, and it's incredible. And I just love that you share that, because I'm all for that, all of the weird things that you can do in a bathroom, but how they actually like so deeply healing, you know, and like shift like the frequency, the vibration, and then you're ready to go.
I always teach them in my yoga classes. And at one point, I mean, I didn't realize I was using all these techniques that come from yoga. And I was thinking, like, how do I actually transform these techniques from the yoga shower to the office? So we all go to for example, yoga practice, and we recharge and we feel relaxed. But how do you move that energy to your office? So I found myself that I intuitively had started using all these techniques, and I decided, let's articulate them and group them together and build a method from them. And that has been so supportive to me, and it has been the foundation of being someone who dares to do things that I'm afraid of, because we shouldn't stop where we get scared, right? We should accept that we're scared, because we will be scared, but just keep going step by step, and trusting yourself, and please hold someone's hand. It can be a coach, like I've been holding Sandra's hand, and it can be your manager, it can be your colleague, your friend, but you do need support for sure.
You're very right. Yeah, support, it's very, very important, especially in those big transitional like moments in life. And I have a question for you, like what have you learned from burnout, and what have you changed to actually support and nourish and revitalize yourself through it?
Yeah, I haven't been burned out like clinically, but I mean, stress has been a constant, because I want to squeeze everything out from life. And the thing is that when you try to do too many things, it feels like time speeds up and you have time to do less things. So it's kind of counterproductive. So stopping time is probably like just being present and doing less things, and you will have the feeling like you're doing more. It's really complex, and I find it very interesting. I like to do research on that. Actually, you should do a podcast on that.
Oh yeah,
invite me another time. Yeah,
this is a really big topic, like burnout, like especially like for women, because Natalie will agree, is, you know, we've been taught to like grind, to like keep moving forward, to just move like man, you know, to just move with the fast pace of the world, when actually our body as women are wired differently, but not because we are weak, but because, you know, like it's supporting us to actually not end up being burnout in the first place. So it's like learning the ways of how to align with your natural rhythm, respecting your body's rhythm, respecting like your woman's body, your cycles, and as well, like finding that harmony, you know, with the world, the fast-paced world, you know, that we actually like living in as well. So how to actually like find harmony, so you don't have to tip the balance, you know, to one extent, and then to be too masculine, or like to be too feminine on the other side, where actually you don't get anything done at all. Do you know what I mean? So it's really like finding that harmony, that equilibrium, that can be quite challenging, you know, for us as women.
Yeah, definitely. And I perhaps my experience is probably that it's difficult to be both all the time. It's I really don't know how to do that actually. But what I have to be mindful about then instead is going from one to another. Because I think it's also extremely useful to be very productive and making sure that you move forward somehow. It could be just booking an appointment or listening to a podcast, writing down an idea, or having a notebook next to you and you write down all your ideas and your slowly, step by step, building your strategy of how to move forward. But you can't keep doing that all the time. You have to make sure that you rest, that you do nothing, that you have your chocolate, your popcorn on your couch, and see that movie, have a walk, and being silent. I think like also having walks and spending time with yourself, making friends with yourself. That's really really important. So moving from the feminine as something which is more reflective towards something masculine that is more productive. Knowing the dance between those two will make you powerful. I think really really powerful. But also, like I want to say something about knowing where you're going. I mean, I was speaking about strategy, and it's not everyone who knows where they want to go or what's my dream. You ask someone, what is my dream? I want perhaps, well, I don't know. So, but that's a really important question, I think. And it doesn't necessarily come automatically, but you have to invest time and also making sure that you feel comfortable and safe when you think about the future and what is your heart telling you. What is it? You have to learn to listen, and it doesn't come just like that. For some people it does, and others it doesn't. So that's an investment you have to do, because knowing what your heart says, that's a resource. And if I haven't like been saying that enough in this podcast, like knowing your resources is fundamental for finding your power and success, if you will.
Wow, that's amazing, Jeanette. I'm like,
what do you think?
Like listening. Honestly, truly, that landed deeply for me. As soon as you said it, I touched my heart. I'm like, oh,
yes.
What's it for? You know, it's such a powerful question that we all need to sit with and think about in silence. Thank you so much for just sharing this with our community again.
And actually, it is anatomic as well, because your brain is wired in the way that if you don't feel safe, you will not have the right hormones to make you think out of the box. Because when you're more closed and more scared or stressed, there will be hormones telling you not to take risks, right? So actually, you cannot think about the future in a very fruitful and prosperous way if you don't feel safe and joyful. And I think also feeling gratefulness is a very, very strong strategy for knowing where you're going and having things coming to you.
Yeah,
like just trusting, and trust and joy comes together, I think.
Mm-hmm. And it leads us perfectly to our next question for you, right? Speaking about how have you put joy at the forefront of what you do now with your clients?
I think what has been giving me most joy has changed through life, and I've been a super happy bureaucrat. I usually say and it's been kind of creative. People don't think that, but like working in the government sector means you have to do a lot with very small means, and Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, of course. How have you put joy at the forefront of what you do now with
So that is, again, finding your purpose and knowing where you want to go in the future, because that grounds you. And if things don't go the way you expected, you can always feel like lean back and feel like, okay, but this is what my heart told me, or I really wanted this. So really connecting with what my heart tells me, that gives me a lot of joy. And my heart has been telling me that I should make a method out of this micro meditation and try to combine my profession and my experience from corporate with the yoga practice, and how to kind of change our mindset and having a mindset that gives us more joy, seeing joy in small things, and having a lot of fun. Having fun means being creative. I mean, you can't help being creative when you're fun. You come up with all these ideas, and I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm on summer vacation, when it's a bit longer, I have all these ideas of things I should do, or like, yeah, different kind of companies I should run. I mean, that's just ideas, but I'm so full of ideas when I'm in this state of comfort, restfulness. I'm rested and peaceful.
So beautifully shared, Janet. Thank you so much.
I love that. I can see like how you lit up the room, like with like your joy everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, giving people a smile, everyone appreciates that. And yeah,
totally.
and also assuming that everyone has a story that is important. I mean, I think that has been very important for me when I meet clients, understanding their needs and just assuming they know best about what they do and their everyday life or their job or their company.
I love that.
Mm.
And let's circle back into like what you just talked about, doing like the inner work and like meeting your fear, and how actually like for you doing the inner work and meeting your fear, and also like dismantling like your emotional blocks and your unhelpful like belief patterns, how has this all supported you in your leadership with yourself as a woman first, but as well like your leadership in your relationships with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family and your partner, to actually for you to get results that you have now? How has this work, like really truly supported you in moving forward?
And in the beginning, you said, give me some keywords, please.
So like you talk like briefly about inner work, like, and you like taking risk, meeting your fear, and how has it been for you to actually work on your fear,
right.
like, and dismantling like your emotional blocks.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you.
The belief pattern, how it has helped you to actually shift the narrative, in your own leadership with yourself, but as well all your relationship. How has it changed for you?
Well, I think it comes with the years, but I think everyone says that. But laughing at yourself and your flaws, that is, I mean, the best recipe for everything. That makes you really strong. And if you can laugh at yourself, you're also not offended when someone else laughs at you because you did it first. So that's actually a strategy to use. And I was speaking about knowing where you're going, connecting with your goals and your passion, and having the wheel spinning from that energy. But for you, for example, Sandra, you helped me so much coming closer, have a closer look at my fears, because we all have fears, right? I was saying before, like we are all scared sometimes, but do you stop when you're scared or do you keep moving? And I think it is kind of complicated looking at your fears. It's easier to attach, at least for me. I'm putting the light on here because it's a bit getting darker here in Scandinavia, so we have to start using light. And it is somewhat easier, at least it's been for me, to connect with the joy and like finding passion and moving forward from there. But eventually, I feel I have had to see my blocks because they stop me. And a block, it could be me not trusting myself, me always looking at someone else and thinking they do it better than I do, or me thinking that people think I'm ridiculous, or whatever. I mean, we all have our stories, and they limit us. It is actually a very, very serious topic because it limits us, and we put them, what's even worse, we put them on ourselves. It's not even someone else putting them on you. I mean, how can we tolerate that? Because it limits your progress. And limiting progress means you might not get that job, or you might not get that salary, or you might not do that travel, or, I mean, really important things. Or you might not go for the best partner, even. So it is fundamental seeing our blocks, our fears, our flaws. And I don't think I'm even close at realizing. I mean, that's a constant work I have to do for the rest of my life, to go deeper and deeper. And here, perhaps that's a spot where I would recommend everyone to make use of their resources and even investing in a coach, because it is not easy to access the fears because you're being programmed not to think about them because they're scary. They're a scary area. So we tend not to go there or seeing it really, really profoundly. But as using a coach with this has really made a huge difference. And I mean, you can also always use your friends as well. They will know you and they will love you for your flaws. But going really, really deep, I think has been amazing, having someone by my side also who's familiar with the techniques and can guide me to penetrate those areas faster, basically. Because we want progress fastly for overcoming them, because they are really obstacles in our road and our travel forward, I think.
Such an important message, Jeanette. Just again, to help people quantum leap too, just being in a coaching container or being with a mentor. I feel like, I mean, Sandra can attest to this too. Speaking now about this, and mentorship is so important. And we will be talking about this in a deeper aspect about mentorship and how important it is, truly, how much it can help you quantum leap and just move forward in all of the areas in your life, and just seeing things from a different perspective. You taught those tools that you shared, right, that have helped you so much.
Yeah, and that fear can also be like not showing my flaw. But I've come to realize that when seeing my resources, also I should make use of my bad sides, because sometimes they can be good.
Yes.
I mean, take whatever part of your character, the one you don't like, or I mean, it could definitely be useful now and then. So make sure to kind of do that turn and making it into something valuable instead of something terrible.
Yeah, this is like
adding to our
really
resources.
That's powerful what you just shared, like, flipping the narrative
Mm-hmm.
and owning those qualities. Like we just said, like earlier, your naughty side, like, but how do you use it? You use it in such a powerful, playful way. And there is like nothing in life is actually bad or good. Everything is neutral. We add meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's our own perception of what we actually like, like see, feel, and hear. So, and I mean, like Jeanette, I've seen you like growing so much out of like your body, like that shell that you actually like were kind of like felt a little bit trapped at the beginning, and then as we worked together, the expansion and just the you quantum leap like just before my eyes, and it was like wow, like wow. And it was and it wasn't like, obviously the mentorship was not, we worked on like all aspect, nutrition and everything, but really the biggest piece was like the emotional and mental piece, which is not very much talked about, because this is where everything really like originates from, and like you said, like those actually like shaped your reality, will shape how you actually gonna interact with the environment around you, how you're gonna speak to yourself, how you're gonna see yourself. And this is really important, because it will create everything around your life. The partner that you're gonna actually like manifest, in your life, is it gonna be a loving relationship, or are you gonna like manifest a partner that actually like has all of the things, all the quality, not congruence, that you don't want, but here it's actually teaching for you to like, okay, those are like the things that are not congruent with me. Am I keeping it, or am I releasing it? And it's the same with like, I feel like work as well, like your relationship with your colleagues, are a mirror, of your internal world. So you are the first person to actually like look into, to actually like, okay, it starts with me. It's not them. It starts with me, and how I look about how I actually like look about myself, and how I actually like what blockages do I have, like what's my inner critic, what's my inner landscape, and a lot of people, like you said, like don't want to dive into this, into this realm, because first they're scared, like the fear,
it is scary,
but fear, like will take you so much further than actually like you staying, in the same position and then looping again in the same cycle again and again and again and again and again. And I feel like when we did this inner work together, wow, you blew my mind. Like honestly, like it was incredible. Like you were worried, about work. You were like, like, oh, like you said, oh, I'm not sure, if I'm fitting in that environment. There is so many men, and then to actually like dismantling, all of the things that were deeply rooted that you were not aware of, but we brought up to the surface through like your subconscious. Boom, you've been able to speak on stage like so many times and loving it.
Yeah, definitely loving it. But I also want to say, like, it can also end up you realizing that you have to move forward. You cannot stay in that particular workplace. There's so many situations where we feel stuck, where you have high expectations. Perhaps you even taught your colleagues to expect everything from you because you keep delivering, but when you want to slow down, it's not possible, or it could be like it's not as fruitful or give you the energy that it should. So one should also think about being in the right environment where your qualifications or your qualities even are taken care of and nurtured, and have being in an environment where they grow. That will give you the maximum output and the minimum of effort. Wow. And I'm speaking from experience.
Now we're so curious now, since you're already speaking, I feel like a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
What are 3 tips or steps that you can give to our listeners today to help them embody their feminine leadership? And why is this so important for women in perimenopause?
Firstly, I would say make an inventory of your resources. It can be everything from a wise lady living next door to a former manager to a high school friend to, whatever. Or even a network that you're connected to, or someone, really random things. It's not your car, not your parents. It could be also, but I mean, really, really expand your ideas about what your resources are, because that will be your fuel or even your ammunition at some point. So I've been stuck sometimes, and then I've been like going back to my resources. Okay, who can help me out from this situation now, or who should I ask? It's been super useful. And also moving from, my second tip would be moving from like water. I usually imagine water. There's an obstacle. Okay, how do I go around it? I don't have to move that obstacle. It's easier to go around and just like, okay, bye. So having water as an illustration, I think that is also quite feminine, and it makes us very smart. Not like having endless discussions about something like 2 people not agreeing. I mean, like, all right, let's move on. Or you keep speaking and we go somewhere else. And my third, that would be really access your, we've been speaking about your flaws, but what if you think about your means, your character, what you love doing, and then you amplify that? What if you let it grow endlessly? Just play with the idea. Where would that take you? And enjoy that ride instead of focusing on the obstacles.
Wow.
And probably I'd like to add another thing if I can. I think it's really important for us, and this is like a call to all women, to realize that I will speak about resources, and that can also be money, of course. And I grew up in the countryside. We didn't have lots of money at all. We were like super happy with what we had. So I haven't been brought up in an environment where we value money, basically. But I've come to realize that they give us freedom, and that's why I think it's so important for women to make sure, or to even aspire for having a good salary, or even investing in the stock market somehow. It doesn't have to be big volumes. It can be just something small. It has also given me lots of confidence, like knowing that, all right, I have these stocks. It's not a lot, but I know how it works. I have my own account. And there's so much money out there. I mean, it's ridiculous how much money there is. And I'm sorry, but most of it does not belong to women. So it's just out there. Let's be more creative in inventing how we should get them in our own pockets.
Ooh, I love this.
Yeah, that was my fourth.
All of them are amazing. I'm going to be implementing these tips literally right after.
I'm going to follow up on that.
Yeah, honestly, like that just lit me up like so much. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just writing those down. This is amazing.
Open your account tomorrow.
But thank you, Jeanette, for like all those wonderful, like tips, and sharing your experience and your expertise with us and with the audience.
So
is there anything else that you would like to share as like a last wisdom tip that you want to leave our listeners with?
Well, that fourth tip of mine was actually my last ding. Yeah, the last note there. So I'll leave you with that. And I've been enjoying this so much. It's been an amazing chat. And I mean, I love this podcast, and the name of the podcast gives me so many ideas. So I'm gonna listen to everything. And of course, if you or someone else wants to connect or having an advice or learning micro meditations or whatever I can support with, please connect.
Oh yes. Can you actually, like, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put all your links available in the show notes, but you can tell us like where our community can find you and connect with you. Would it be like Instagram, any other platform?
Yeah, Instagram would be the easiest at this point anyways. So that is Lund Jeanette, and you spell it out there. Lund Jeanette X actually is on Instagram. And I post micro meditations and corporate advice and other things that can be handy going to work and feeling safe and sound. Anyways.
Oh, that's amazing. I tried your macro meditation and I absolutely love them. I think they're so powerful.
Thank you.
If anyone has any questions about today's episode, obviously you can post in the comments below or DM us here, or even you can come and join us in our community channel where Jeanette as well will be there to share her wonderful tips that will be only exclusive to the community channel. So go and join us on there. Where all the fun and expansion actually are happening. And yeah, like we love to hear from you, and we actually read every single message. They're so precious to us.
Thank you for this lovely hour. I've been enjoying it so much, and thank you for your talent and putting all this effort into something that comes to our advantage. Thank you,
Jeanette.
Thank you.
So, if you're ready to defy the rules, embody your radiance, and become more alive with every year, hit follow, like, and subscribe to The Art of Aging Backwards wherever you listen to podcasts. Because aging backward isn't a fantasy, it's your birthright. And we're here to show you how. See you next week for the Wild Voice Activation, all about the power of mentorship. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.